Ladies, gentlemen, creatures of all origins, my name is Devox Runeheart. Welcome back to Devox Plays Higurashi, When They Cry. So, a while ago, when I was first starting out YouTubing, not even VTubing, YouTubing, um, I had decided that I would try streaming this game, and yeah, that didn't work out. It was around the time I was getting pretty burnt out about everything. I think that, along with whatever else I was doing at the time, kind of got pushed away. But now I am back because with Tokyo Chronos, it's kind of getting me back into the whole visual novel thing. And I wanted one where I could just kind of sit down and talk instead of being in VR. Uh, you may also notice that there's like a border or something here with this character. All I remember is this character is on the cover of this chapter, and the game only runs in this resolution. I can't get it to run in anything else I've tried. So I thought I'd do a bit of artsy with it. Yeah. Um the reason I'm streaming this or I'm recording this instead of streaming, I think in general going forward I kind of want to just record visual novels because one then I can just keep reading and cut them up as I see fit, but two, if there's something that's going to get me dinged on YouTube, I want to be able to cut it out instead of seeing it live because lots of visual novels have let's just say adult things that help them with sales, and I would like to cut those out because I don't want that on my channel. But also, specifically with this one, I'm like 90% sure she's gonna die, and they're gonna show it, and they're a child. Um, Higurashi is also known as the When Children Cry, because oh boy, people gonna die. Yeah, without further ado, let me go tiny mode. And shall begin. Higurashi, When They Cry. The 7th expansion presents Welcome to Hinamizawa. Hinamizawa, When They Cry. Also, final warning, this is a horror game where people die horribly. Uh, I have not seen... I think I saw the anime when I was like a teenager. Like a lot younger. Um, all I know is that no one is safe. I don't remember anything else or even from when I was recording this last time. Welcome to work. Oh, I'm starting nice. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Oni Kakushi arc will be the opening and inviting you to this world. Don't play tough. Please, just enjoy the life at Hinamizawa to the fullest. The difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you'll enjoy the reward. I didn't like that. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if the world will not forgive you. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if you will not forgive the world. Please tell me, for what will it take for you to forgive me? Frederica Birkenkale. I can't, whatever that is. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental. AD 1983, the early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. Uh, oh, if I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would be far better. It has windows. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. I was only trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice, and those tears making a mess of my face. That mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud. Yet, it felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there was none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why? This pain, my eyes getting moist. Why is this happening? I still wanted to believe. I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough. And countless times I'd wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand the painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, is it alright for me to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it all away. I'm leaving it behind, with her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then. Calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. Every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. An adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps I really did love you. Damn. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. That's a hell of an intro. Okay. I just spacebar. Oh, no. Wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I'd last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and their multi-lane roads. Melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and babbling of brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness has begun to instill a sense of serenity. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean that there aren't any burger joints, there aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. Come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I'd lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least one. Only now I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody's still apologizing. Who's she apologizing to? She's apologized so much, I should just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing even now. Then, had she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she'd done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing with such a heartbreaking voice. Hey you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing, such a pathetic voice. Hey Ichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. Okay, so that was Dream. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. From there, we'd take a car deeper to the mountains. Traveling. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. There, where I live now, Hinamizawa. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange it could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, but I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I had started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. That sounds delicious. I am hungry. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. So happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or will half be enough? Pile it on. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it in the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when I lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning, that was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that's what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Rena-chan? Hurry, hurry. Mom really seemed to be enjoying the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Rena is one of my classmates. He really loves looking after people, coming to meet with me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Rena-chan for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning! Hey! That's Rena. Keiichi-kun! Good morning! Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. You're so conscientious and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I'll wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust. Without looking back. Why are you so mean? Why? Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Playing with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding, I'd wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Ah, thank you. I wait forever until you came, Rena. No matter how long. Forever? Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She seems especially weak to this sort of talk. Quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Rena? Huh? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says thanks for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. Would have been fine just to be honest and say they were good, but apparently I can't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Rena? Or was it your mom? Huh? Why do you ask? Are they too salty? Her attitude completely changed and she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena, or was it your mom? Why are you asking me who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. Huh? She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good, just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. Really a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you until you can handle it like an average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality so she can make our way to school. We could make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ryugu. I can actually pronounce that. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Mi-chan, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Yeah, I'm trying to think of voice. I'm trying to slightly change my voice, but not do a full-on one for this, because I think that's what killed me last time. He's trying to do this voice all the time. Oh, finally. You two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rena. It's been a while, Keiichi-kun. Your chat? Fuck. I'm terrible at voices. How many years? It was only 2 days ago. You don't say. You were much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared at my chest and then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. What the fuck? What she was saying was my crush that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Oh god, no. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so you make sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now it's just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up the morning air before. Mion sure does like acting like an old man sometime. Gotcha. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Rena began to ramble in near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Rena tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. I think for Rena I'll go low, for Mion I'll go high. How was it? Seeing the city again. Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk, changing to a topic that's something more befitting a pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral, I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? The thing I asked for. You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around at any toy stores. Tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. Really difficult to get Western stuff around here, after all. This is about games again, Michan? Mion nodded proudly as Rena giggled. Yep, I wanted Kichi-kun to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, I guess I have to now. I'm gonna get another game full of hot action. This time I like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a boarding card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there's a game you'd think I'd understand... Wait. If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course. If Kiichi-chan is up for it, I could warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. Play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Oh. Then we'll let you in the group this time, I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked even further. I thought boys preferred playing games outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Oh. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Rena laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try and make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Oh, how many people are we going to meet? How many voices do I need? Oh crap. Hinamizawa is a really small village. Not only was it there only one school, but it was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building. They had an actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made them become a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that it was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. I was meant to slide the door and enter the room first. Too bad I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you'd give me the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it, you guys? Get back, Rena. It's dangerous. G's here. Huh? Then Satoko-chan is... Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem this? Quite the obvious trap. Blackboard eraser wedged in the door. Too obvious, Sadako. Haughty laugh came from beyond the door. I don't even see them. Excellent, Kichi-chan. I guess that means you win this round? No, this is... Oh, no, this was her. Excellent, Kichi-chan. I guess that means you win this round? No, this is Sadako we're talking about. I doubt this is it. Falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Sadako liked to combine variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one, traps that were relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine, the list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, the eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Holy crap, she was trying to kill you. Well then why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Sadako was after. Making me focus my attention upwards, I lifted my hand to the door. There were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. Ow! A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Sadako. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Cheered up my victory, threw the door open and stepped into the room. Pie to the face. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Hey Chen, watch out! Instinctively reaching to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body midair before I landed on the floor. Ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation if I had landed square on it. Gremlin! My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. What is this voice? Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. I was a step up from your usual trap, Sadako. I haven't the faintest idea. I'm gonna move my jaw in a weird way. Maybe I should do the high-pitched voice for this one. Yeah, Rena's here. Wow, I am bad with names. Other person is up here who keeps calling me Kei-chan. Even higher. I have the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little. Ow. It seems I had inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. No, I already just... Too many people, too many women. Can't do that many high voices. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, go away. Maybe just neutral. A small dainty hand continued to just gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. Yeah, I think that's fine. Slow down like this. Neutral voice like this. Then there's just me. Then there's this, which is kind of projecting. And then this fucking gremlin voice. Please, no more. Please, I beg you. My hands are together. Where are they? There. Please, no more. Not off the bat. I'm not going to remember any of these. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. Not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. The pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan, good morning. Good morning to you, Rena. Good morning to you all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Mion, and I all bowed back. music as I suffer. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Sadako. Oh, no, that was me. I glared over in her direction. Sadako was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am the very medal of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and ugh. I'm trying not to go directly into the actual gremlin thing I can do. Nothing. Yeah. I'm trying to go higher pitched than I usually do. It's hard. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof? Blah. I picked up Sadako by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. Yes, they would. She's much harder to handle. I am S-O-R-R-Y. Try saying that. If you won't say it, cock my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Sadako's forehead. I'm against violence. You don't have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. I can split plywood right in half. Eee! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. Slap my tongue on the back of my shirt. He's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan is just so... Oh, Rika-chan is just so... I could do anything more... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Sadako, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. It doesn't bother me. You mustn't cry, Sadako. Keep on fighting. Yeah. Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess these two were the same age. I think Sadako could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. Oh, Sadako-chan is crying. So cute. You can't take them home. But they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. Just a bit is fine. Is fine? Rena kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mia, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. And I can just look, just looking. That would be fine, right? Right? Rena swooned over Sadako's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll make sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. Teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Sadako, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck in the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tip off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Sadako was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. We made it in time. Rise! Attention! Mia gave the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one, but naturally she ends up spending all her time with the younger kid. Rena and Mion, being the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach younger kids so it seems like they can never get their own studies. They're actually way behind where their studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rena and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher. You're a pretty good teacher, Keiji-kun. Easy to understand. Brenda took a breather after finishing highlighting her important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. While you're teaching us, you're getting your own practice. In contrast, the person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on. With these marks... Not like I'm aiming to go to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at the time. Her staunch confidence was really something else. This was a different type of relax than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Kei-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. I need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. Thanks so much. Especially you, Rena. Private lessons. Just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rena's head. Exactly what kind of private lessons is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mia was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So, in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. Do you just study to get into university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Oh, here, you can get into a university as long as your tennis is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me to a state of shock. That's right. There aren't really enough people here to warrant reading them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true. You should at least know stuff about that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was me, she probably didn't actually have the deepest. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal's waving handbill drifted through the classroom. Wait, if there's one teacher in one class, why do they have a principal? Keiichi-chan, we're done! It's our wonderful lunchtime! In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the period morning. Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch. I may have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. Alright. Let's eat. There seemed to be different cliques even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different and we had both boys and girls, but we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rena and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Sadako and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. Keiichi-kun, hurry! Rena waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunch boxes. Keiichi-kun's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crust like some sort of astute plebeian. Why don't you just show us? Come on. Even though Sadako was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid of her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox squeakily and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, representative me, please give this signal a start. A first I was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and gender might all be different, but we're all friends. Let's eat, everyone's saying that. The sound of our little 5-part course echoed beautifully through the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made of all girls. Of course there are other boys in the class, but they're a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compared to that with girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everyone was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mia noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I could now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Sadako's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Tying into the fight that Sadako was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious. How delicious. Oh, this taro's good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Sadako and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. Seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too? These taste like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from a mold, they were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at stewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing. Rika's quite exceptional in many ways. Oh, that's nothing for you to boast about. Renna's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Renna when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Renna's lunch really was a 5-star of the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Renna's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope? I hope? It's got high marks for me. Ah, Mian, you're taking too much. Knocking Mian's chopstick aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Sadako and Rika-chan reached over at the same time as struggle ensued. Everyone shoved a mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Renna's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Renna, but Renna seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How do you like it? Isn't Renna-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san. I said it's nothing for you to boast about. You're not that much different from Keiichi-chan, Sadako. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Sadako's face went pale. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know. Of course I can. I really can. Really hard for her to lie. Keiichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan, too. No. Raw vegetable only. No boiled vegetables. Renna hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mian laughed haughtily and she drew closer to Sadako. Well, let's pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Sadako, what's this? Mian lifted her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's sparium. Mian made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds, I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon wrapped asparagus and giving her 2 choices. She's pretty terrible. The yellow one is cauliflower. Wait, no, the green one is cauliflower. The which? The yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower. Or the green one is... How old are these children? Do you really not know which is which? How about you just give up? I expected no less from the class representative, the oldest. The way she drives people in the corner and shows how much experience she had. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaka house must have had been quite the ordeal. I know. I really do. Then answer the question. I know. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Look at you. Rena entered a state of euphoria as Sadako bawled her eyes out. Are you just sadistic? Is this just like, oh, she's sadistic, but she's cute. It's a nice character trait. It's like, no, she's gonna stab someone at some point. That's the trait of a crazy chick. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheeks against Sadako's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. And I wouldn't care if the world exploded right then. It was that kind of smile. Rena, Mimi is picking on me. Yeah. You. Okay, Rena Oni-chan will take care of all those bad people teasing my little sister. It was like a flash of lightning. What was that? Just now. Both of Rena's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread leg on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back on the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when in striking distance of Rena. Hey, Sadako-chan, I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. Making sure Rena couldn't see it, Sadako stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Rena like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Okay. I think that's actually a pretty good spot to have a bit of a break here. I'm hoping... I'm afraid if I press submit... Nice, save. Does it still... It does still have the... It doesn't have a date, but... Why is there a swimsuit down there? Yeah. This is a good spot. What was... Out of curiosity, when were those saves from? I'm actually looking it up now. Back in time. Vibe to this actually really good music. Area. Wait a minute. There's no way I got rid of it. No, I refuse. No way I would have. I have not got rid of anything. Except that one thing. Which I'm not supposed to talk about. Just kidding. Really gonna tell me I don't have any record? Damn, I have a lot of streams. Oh. I have no idea when I streamed this game, or recorded this game. I thought I had kept the old series. I guess it's not Welcome Back to then. Yeah. Can I... Okay. So yeah, this has been part 1 of Higurashi. So far, pretty good. Lots of slice of life stuff before the inevitable. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Next time, we continue school life, I guess. And yeah, see you then. Have a good one. Bye.